Back again with another YouTube video. It's your boy Uriah G. Today we're gonna react to Lil Wayne, Genius or Overrated. Alright, so we be doing music content on this channel too and stuff like that. And we're gonna do some Lil Wayne content. Genius or Overrated. So pretty much Lil Wayne, he's a really good rapper, really good artist. Definitely top 10, top 20 of all time. He has like the best wordplay in my opinion. Um, we're gonna react to this. We're gonna react to Lil Wayne, Genius or Overrated. I'm gonna make sure I put the link of the video in my description. Let's get right into the video.
There was a time when Lil Wayne was the nucleus of the rap game. Every verse felt like a threat. Every drop was a moment. Back in the mid-2000s, nobody was matching his output. Wayne was dropping mixtapes like mixtapes drop bills on the block. Non-stop. The drought is over. Dedication. No ceilings. Those weren't just tapes. They were cultural events. And when Thaw Carter 3 finally dropped in 2008, that was a reset button on the whole industry. 1 million sold in a week. All physical copies. No bundles.
Y'all comment down below what's y'all favorite Wayne album in his discography. Like, he has the Carter series and he has other albums too. I don't know his full discography. Like I said, I know some of his music. I know he has like the best wordplay in the game. But let's continue.
No tricks, just bars, hooks, and charisma so wild it flipped the radio, the clubs, and the streets upside down. A Millie, Got Money, Lollipop. Those weren't just hits, they were world shakers. He had the game orbiting around him. Even his throwaways were gold. Tracks like I Feel Like Dying and La 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 were classics fans downloaded from sketchy LimeWire links just to get a taste. He was feeding the streets with music like a hustler floods the block with product. Fast, raw, and addictive. Wayne's work ethic was next level. The man
He made it look easy, and not only that, he dang near freestyled all his music.
scrapped his original version of Thaw Carter 3 and built a whole new one from scratch, just because too many songs leaked. Who does that? Only someone obsessed with perfection. And the crazy part, those leaks, they were fire too. Any other rapper would have kept them on the final cut. DJs were literally crafting entire mixtapes out of Wayne's leftovers. He was so ahead of the curve, the industry couldn't catch up. And it wasn't just solo work.
Okay, so I'm guessing Wayne was the one who started like the leaks and all that, where he was the one all his music was getting leaked. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong.
Bodying features left and right, jumping on every track like it was his own. By 2011, he wasn't just a star, he was a kingmaker. He brought Drake and Nicki Minaj to the world through Young Money, gave them the platform, the sound, and the cosign. That's when you knew he wasn't playing the game, he was designing it. When Thaw Carter 4 dropped, Wayne was already sitting on top of the empire he built. 6 foot, 7 foot, She Will, How to Love, they were hits, but the edge wasn't as sharp.
Yeah, he does have a lot of hits under his belt.
Felt polished, a little too clean. The bars still had sauce, but the hunger had cooled. You could hear it. Wayne was having fun, not fighting. Then came I Am Not a Human Being 2, and that's when the cracks showed. The beats got weird. The bars started wandering. Instead of
And like he might get into it. Like he's getting into. He might even get into the fashion also. But where he's coming with the experimental side, I guess, where he's explaining, where he said that album, the Human album, I don't know too much about it, but as artists, they evolve over time, and Wayne, Rebirth and all, I don't even listen to that album. I just know he has influenced so many artists and created like rock and rap and blended different. He just did a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's continue.
Cutting up tracks, he was rapping punchlines about skateboard kicks and wild metaphors with no direction. That Martian genius, it got lost in the static, then the unthinkable. Wayne, the top shark, started getting outshined. Future and Drake were running with his style and making it hotter. On tracks like Pop That and Tap Out, Wayne didn't sound like the leader anymore. He sounded like the feature. But even then, real fans knew, never count Wayne out. When he started teasing Thought Carter 5 around 2014, the energy shifted. Believe Me with Drake felt like the old Wayne creeping back. Then Deuce dropped, and the flows were snapping again. It felt like a comeback was loading. But then, boom, label drama hit. Cash Money, the house he helped build, straight up locked the doors on it. Birdman, the same dude Wayne called father, wouldn't release the album. 4 years of silence, lawsuits, courtrooms instead of studios. Wayne wasn't just fighting for music, he was fighting for his freedom, for his legacy. That struggle became the story. And when Thought Carter 5 finally dropped in 2018, it was heavy, not just because of the music, but because of everything that led up to it. It wasn't a perfect album, but it was personal, mature, introspective. Wayne gave pieces of himself like Let It All Work Out, where he opened up about pain fans never saw before. But by then, the rap world had changed, and Wayne was trying to catch up to a scene he created. By the time Thought Carter 5 finally hit, the whole game was sounding like Wayne's kids. Face tats, melodic flows, rock.
I think he didn't really follow trends more onto. Do you think he followed trends like later on in his career, like with certain sounds of beats? Because I know he was more of a trendsetter. He created, trends and stuff like that.
Rockstar energy. It was all Wayne DNA. But even though the culture was dripping in his influence, his own project felt like it missed the moment. The bars were solid, no doubt. Wayne still had metaphors layered like bricks in a trap house. But the structure, sloppy. The beats, some hit, some didn't. And that auto-tune he used to glide on, it was sounding off, like high-pitched and screechy. What used to feel futuristic started sounding outdated, like he was chasing a sound instead of setting it. That hurt, because Wayne was always the innovator. When he did Rebirth, everybody thought he was wild. But years later, that rock energy was everywhere. He used to freestyle entire projects and make it sound better than albums with million-dollar budgets. Now, that wild creativity was there, but it wasn't focused. It wasn't dangerous anymore. Then came the whispers. The Carter 6 was coming. That name alone carried weight. This wasn't just another album. This was supposed to be a moment, a crown polish, a legacy check. So when Wayne teased the fix before the 6, fans thought he was about to reload. But the tape fell flat. No standout records. Just a bunch of tracks that sounded like filler. The hunger wasn't there. The energy felt forced. And that rollout? Man, it was non-existent. No viral freestyles, no dominant features, not even a proper lead single to shake things up. Then out of nowhere, Wayne popped up in a Cetaphil commercial saying he skipped the Super Bowl halftime show to work on something big. And yeah, that something was Thought Carter 6. But a skincare ad? That ain't how Wayne used to move. It felt like a weird play, awkward promo instead of pressure. When Thought Carter 6 dropped, fans were locked in, hoping for fire. And to be fair, there were moments, tracks where Wayne locked into that 2007 zone and snapped like he never left. You could hear flashes of that alien brain, skating over beats with crazy rhyme schemes and slick wordplay. But then the other half, it was bloated, no cohesion, songs thrown together with no real theme. It felt like a playlist, not an album. And that's been the issue lately. Wayne's camp can't seem to build a solid project around him. He's still got the spark, but there's no one fanning the flame, no real A&R, no vision pulling it together. And that's a problem, because when you drop something under the Carter name, it's supposed to feel like a blueprint, not a mixtape dump. The features didn't help either. Wayne used to line up heavyweights. Jay-Z, Nas, Busta, Andre 3000. On this one, Machine Gun Kelly's singing hooks that sound more Hot Topic than Hot 97. Nicki and Lil Baby were rumored, but even they couldn't shift the energy. It felt random, no chemistry. The album didn't feel like a celebration. It felt like obligation. And fans felt that. They ain't stupid. You can't throw a bunch of features on a bloated track list and expect magic, especially when half those records feel like they got made in
Oh, he did a lot of features for his newest project.
2 takes on autopilot. The wildest part, Wayne still out-raps most of the new generation. That pen is lethal, but what's missing is the setup, the atmosphere, the tension. Wayne used to drop tapes like he had something to prove every time. Now it feels like he's just clocking in. The streets wanted a statement, a reason to believe Wayne was still building, not just reminiscing. But instead of evolution, Carter 6 gave us confusion. No clear sound, no deeper message, just bars for bars' sake. And while the bars were sharp, it felt empty without purpose. No storytelling, no reflection. Nothing like Tie My Hands or Shoot Me Down. Those songs that hit your chest and stayed with you. It's not that Wayne can't do it, it's that nobody around him is demanding it from him. You listen to his collabs with Tyler, the Creator, or The Alchemist, and he still sounds surgical, controlled, elevated. But when it's just Wayne on his own, the direction disappears. That's what's missing. Not talent, not skill, it's structure. By 2025,
Needs to, I guess what he's saying, he just needs to have direction. The music's good, just needs a direction, I guess.
it was clear. Wayne wasn't falling off, but he was floating, stuck between who he was and what the game needs now. And the biggest issue? He's got too many yes men and not enough visionaries around him. Ain't nobody in the room saying cut that, push harder, go deeper. Nobody building around the fire he still got. Wayne needs that structure. Someone to lock in, trim the fat, and shape a full-body project that reflects who he is today, not just who he was in 2008. Look at Nas. Dude linked with Hit Boy and built a whole new era for himself. Wayne's got that same blueprint right in front of him. And it ain't about age, it's about intention. He's still sharp enough to out-rap half the industry, but these albums feel like random dumps instead of missions. If you got Wayne stepping in the booth, there should be a plan, a reason, a voice behind it pushing it to the finish line. And the label? Man, they moving like they don't know what they holding. No major playlist placements, no interviews that got people talking, no documentary style lead up or visual storytelling to give the album weight. They dropped Carter 6 like it was just another mixtape, and that's crazy because we're talking about one of the most influential rappers in the history of the genre. This the same man that turned Dat Piff into a gold mine, who made mixtapes feel like studio albums and birthed the whole face-tatted, auto-tuned,
Yeah, he did start like that, freestyling over beats and stuff, like actual songs, remixing them.
melodic drip wave we see today. But now, he's being moved around like a playlist filler. That's not just disrespect, it's mismanagement. Fans don't
Really just freestyling, not really remixing, just freestyling.
want more music, they want more moments. And Wayne's legacy deserves those moments. Give us concept projects, give us the backstory. Let the fans feel that hunger again. Because when Wayne's focused, when the right producers are around him, when the rollout's on point, he's still dangerous, still capable of dropping a project that freezes the culture. But for real, the Carter 6 should have been a movie, a concept, a celebration. Wayne walking through the eras he shaped, linking up with the producers who really get his sound. Imagine him on some moody, jazz-infused Tyler beats, or getting grimy with Griselda. Throw in a doc to break down the influence. Bring in the people he inspired to speak on it. That's how you honor a legacy. Not with 20 random tracks and half-baked hooks. The real ones know Wayne still got it in him. We've heard it in flashes, random freestyles, killer guest verses, unreleased heat. But until someone builds around him properly, we're just watching a giant move without direction. He ain't washed. He's unmatched when he locks in. But right now, he's coasting when he should be leading. That Carter banner holds weight. So if this is the final chapter,
Alright, that was Lil Wayne, Genius or Overrated. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, Uriah out.